Hey everyone, this is Sherry P. Hamilton. I just want to stop in today. I want to share something with you very, very briefly, all right? This is something that God placed in my heart, and I pray that I can articulate it and share it with you the way He's given it to me, all right? So, in this journey called life, there will be many times when people will minimize you, all right? They will minimize you because of your social status, because of your title, and also because you're simply genuine. Like, you're genuine, you're real, and you are authentic. All right, you just are your authentic self. And sometimes what people will do, they will minimize you just because of their perception of you. All right, perception of what they see on the outer appearance and what they see in the world, but they cannot really measure you because of the God that lives on the inside of you. He is unmeasurable. All right, there's no way that you can measure God, and when He lives on the inside of you, it's too big for anybody to measure. And then He dropped in my spirit today about David, how David brother and his father, even his father and his own brothers, had a misconception about David. Their perception of David basically was not high, all right? Because when Samuel came to anoint the next king, they didn't even think about David. They just dismissed David, all right? And so they minimized his call. They minimized that the possibility that he could be chosen by God. And so I don't know where you at in your journey called life, and you may be much like David. People have a misconception about you. They also may have a minimize your worth. They may have perceived, that you're not worthy of, or you don't have the ability to do something, or you're not called, or you're not chosen. They just don't think about you in that way. But I want you to know this, that God perception and man perception is totally different. All right, it is totally different. What God sees, man don't see it. In the natural, we're looking at the natural stuff. We're looking at social status. We're looking at, titles. We're looking at how much money somebody have in their bank account at that moment. When God actually, He sees the heart of man. All right, He sees the heart of man. And nobody has a consult with God to say she's chosen or he's chosen. God chooses. He decides all of that. All right. And so I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you got going on, but I just want to encourage you. Don't allow other people's perception to minimize you. All right. Know that God knows you. His word says, I know the thoughts that I think toward you, and they thoughts of peace and not of evil, and to give you an expected end. There's many times that people have, how do I say it, God? People have minimized my potential, my capabilities, and because of title, because of social media platforms and things like that, when they're overlooking the main thing, they overlooking that, hey, that person has the heart of God, that person loved the Lord. Amen. And so I just wanted to encourage you today, because you may be a person that loves the Lord with all your heart, with all your might, and with all your being, right? And somehow you feel like you're getting dismissed and you're getting pushed down and they're overlooking you and things like that. But what I found is that is the plan of God, all right? Because when He separates you, He keeps you for Himself. And so there's many times that people will how do I say this, Lord? They will misprophesy. They will mishandle. They will have a poor perception. They will minimize you because of what their intellect, what they're naturally seeing, right? Or what they heard, all right? But not understanding that You are the one that is actually chosen. And God has not minimized you, but he has maximized you. And that God perception of you is huge. You are a king, you are a queen, you are the chosen one, you are called, all right? You're meant to do great things. But sometimes he will hide you in plain sight and not allow others to see it, not even allow others to try to grasp it in the spiritual realm, because he has his hand on you, and you are definitely chosen for such a time as this. So I just want to encourage you today, and I hope that it speaks and reaches the people that it needs to reach. Much love, peace, and unity. And remember that God made the decision to call you. God made the decision to choose you. And don't allow anybody to minimize who you are in the natural or in the spirit. Much love.